I have been having an affair with my hot stepfather for years. But I just realized that he groomed me and I don't know what to do. My stepfather married my mom when I was just 7 years old, so he has been in my life forever. I remember how he used to take me on playdates when my mom was busy working. He would buy me toys and clothes, and even asked me to do a fashion show for him where I wore all the clothes I liked. Whenever I had to go to a school or sports event, he would insist on driving me instead of my mom. My mom had always been too busy to pay attention to me when she was single, so I was really happy to finally get a parent who cared about me. We would often fall asleep in each other's arms while watching movies at night. He even bought me a brand new phone with his contact information already in it. At the time, I was just a little, spoiled girl who didn't realize what he was doing. He would always accompany me while doing chores like cleaning and washing dishes, and he would get really handsy. When I reached 15 years old, I began thinking that my stepfather was a very attractive man. Whenever we went out, if I left him alone, then he would get approached by at least one girl asking if he was single. My friends would always comment on how handsome he was whenever I showed them his pictures. So I began feeling proud that he was my stepdad and not theirs, and even became a little possessive of him. Ever since I began thinking that, our relationship got a lot more intimate. If my mom wasn't home, we would sit in the same room and talk all day long. He would even hold my hand sometimes when I was having trouble at school. He also gave me a lot of compliments, calling me beautiful and that he wished he was my age. That being said, I never thought that our relationship would be anything more than that of a father and daughter, until I turned 18. He went all out for my 18th birthday and bought me a brand new car. He made jokes like I no longer needed him since I was now an adult, so I ended up comforting him by saying I would always need him. Little did I know, I should have never said that. A few weeks after that, my mom was out of town for a business trip and I was home alone with my stepdad. Before leaving, I had a huge argument with her where she called me spoiled and entitled, so I wasn't in a good mood. I had also been wanting to buy some new clothes for a while, so I decided to go into his room and ask him if we could go shopping. But as soon as he laid his eyes on me, he started flirting with me. He told me to sit near him on the bed, and pulled me into his arms. He began telling me how angry he was when my mother was yelling at me, and that he loved me way more than her. He talked about what I had said on my birthday, and asked if I needed him right now. I wasn't a child anymore, and knew exactly what he was doing. He was making a move on me. He was married to my mother, so this was incredibly inappropriate, and I should have ran out immediately. But I was so angry at my mother that I wasn't thinking straight, and just wanted to get back at her. So I responded to his flirty advances and didn't resist when he began kissing me. That was the night when I had intimacy for the first time in my life, and it was with my stepfather. Afterwards, I didn't feel guilty at all and instead felt a satisfaction that I had never felt before. I was already thinking about doing it again the next time my mother would yell at me. The tension between me and my stepdad increased a lot, and he became even more touchy with me. He would constantly seek physical contact with me even outside of intimacy, and say that he is recharging his battery. When my mom returned, he argued with her to give me more freedom since I was an adult. To my surprise, she agreed but also said if I wanted more freedom, then I should move out. My stepdad quickly shut that down, however, by claiming that it was his house and I was welcome to live in it for as long as I wanted. I was really happy he said that, and thus our relationship continued. Whenever mom wasn't home, me and stepdad would hook up in my room. We would even drop hints that we wanted to do it when my mom was at home, and almost got caught at times. I began avoiding all other boys besides him, thinking that he was all I needed. But when I turned 21, everything changed. I often watched documentaries with my friends, and they said that watching one about a criminal would be a great way to celebrate my birthday. So we did exactly that. The problem is, this documentary was about a man who had groomed his daughter. As soon as I heard the title, a shiver ran down my spine. Thankfully, my curiosity got the better of me and I ended up watching it. In the documentary, this guy had married the girl's mother when she was just 5 years old, and slept with her when she was 15. He isolated her from the world and made her think that he was the only one who cared about her. Halfway through, I was sure that my situation was just like the girl in the documentary, except the isolation part. It was terrifying how I never even realized that I was being groomed by my stepdad. All those gifts when I was younger, all those compliments, all those times we hung out with just the two of us, he was planning on sleeping with me from the start. The reality of what he had done, and the fact that I had actually helped him in cheating on my mother, it hit me all at once. I just couldn't watch anymore and ran out, ignoring my friends who were asking what was wrong. I came home and shut myself in my room, and haven't left ever since. I don't know what to do. My heart hasn't stopped beating loudly and I am so scared. I no longer want to be with him. But I have nowhere to go. I don't have enough money to get my own place. And even if I run, I'm pretty sure that he will follow me and bring me back.